Have you ever felt a deep, nagging sense that the life you are living is an echo of something far greater? As if the world you see is merely a ghost, a thin veil over a richer reality that most people never dare to touch. What if your very soul is a code, a sequence of spiritual symbols waiting to be Allow yourself, in this very moment, to lean into that profound curiosity, the kind that science hunts for and dogma tries to contain. If your inner knowing whispers that there is more to your existence, that your intuition is not a random signal but a sacred map, then you must continue. We are about to unravel the ultimate mystery of the inner self. The key lies in a timeless phrase whispered across centuries, yet its true power remains hidden until we decode it. As within, so without. Embrace the breathtaking possibility that your entire world is not just a stage, but a mirror. There is a universal law, a fundamental truth that has vibrated through time, from the emerald tablets of Hermes Trismegistus to the most esoteric parables of Jesus. And this law states that reality is not something you find, but something you project. You are not a passive entity, drifting through a random universe. You are the epicenter, the point of origin for everything that manifests in your life, your external world, the people, the challenges, the opportunities. The moments of joy and pain is an exact, physical projection of your inner universe. If you find yourself trapped in cycles of scarcity, anxiety, or conflict, the solution is not to look outward. Do not blame the circumstances. Look within. The root of all experience is in your subconscious mind, the part of you that is rarely seen and often misunderstood. Carl Jung referred to this as the shadow, the repository of repressed fears, traumas, and desires that run the show from behind the scenes. But it is even more than that. It is the core operating system of your life. This understanding is the great revolution of consciousness. While the world searches for external fixes in therapy, self-help books, and endless gurus, the ancient masters like the Gnostics and the Essenes knew that the only real battlefield is your own mind. The only meaningful journey is the one inward. They understood that the kingdom of heaven is not a place in the sky, but a state of being, an inner dimension that unlocks when you access your own divinity. Jesus, to his most trusted disciples, was more than a prophet. He was a master of metaphysics, a teacher of consciousness. When he said, "The kingdom of God is within you," he was not speaking a metaphor. He was giving a direct instruction. He was revealing that your salvation, your peace, your abundance are already there, waiting. Your sole purpose is to remember who you are. Modern quantum physics, though it seems miles away from these ancient spiritual truths, is beginning to echo the same principles. The double-slit experiment has shown us that our observation, our consciousness, fundamentally affects reality at a subatomic level. A particle exists as a wave of infinite possibilities until the very act of observing it forces it to manifest as a single point, a defined reality. Your consciousness is not a mere byproduct of the brain. Spiritual neuroscience suggests the brain is actually an antenna, a receiver. It doesn't create reality. It filters, decodes, and projects the vast, infinite information of the universe into a limited, sensory reality for you to experience. And what it projects is the exact reflection of what is vibrating within you. So, what is the path? How do you move from simply knowing this to actually experiencing it? The first step is to quiet the noise, the chattering. Reactive mind, the ego that judges and criticizes, is like a blinding sandstorm that keeps you from seeing the infinite potential laid out before you. All ancient traditions, from Buddhism to Sufism and Vedanta, have emphasized the power of silent contemplation. But it's not just about sitting and emptying the mind. It is about observing. Observe your thoughts like clouds passing in the sky. Don't judge them. Don't chase them. Just watch them go by. Over time, that space between you and your thoughts will widen. You will realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that witnesses them. This is the first, crucial step toward liberation. The second step is acceptance. Not a passive, resigned acceptance, but an active, powerful one. You can only heal what you are willing to face. Accept everything that is within you. Accept your fears, your insecurities, your past failures. Instead of fighting your shadow, invite it into the light of your awareness. Ask yourself, where is this anger coming from? What is the message behind this sadness? The emotion is not your enemy. It is a messenger, a guide to the hidden patterns in your subconscious mind. When you become vulnerable and allow yourself to truly feel, the energy that was trapped and manifesting a stagnation in your life is finally freed. This process of welcoming all parts of yourself is what Jung called the integration of the shadow. It is when internal chaos begins to reorganize itself into genuine harmony. The third step is the affirmation of the I am. This is not just a self-help slogan. It is an act of creative power. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." He was not speaking of his personal self, but of a universal state of consciousness. The I am is your divine essence. When you affirm, "I am abundance," or "I am peace," you are not lying to yourself. You are aligning your consciousness with the reality you wish to manifest. You are accessing the infinite possibilities field of quantum physics and choosing which reality will collapse for you. It is your will consciousness that shapes matter. You are no longer reacting to life. You are creating it. The universe is an echo. Your consciousness is the voice, and your reality the reply. Every thought you entertain is a seed. Every emotion you feel, the energy that waters that seed, and what you reap is your life. Most people spend their entire lives trying to harvest oranges from a lemon seed. They become frustrated. They blame themselves. They blame the world, without realizing that the harvest is perfect. It is a direct result of the seed that was planted. This is not about luck or misfortune. It is not about blessing or curse. It is about law. The law of correspondence. The law of attraction. The law of reflection. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is the sum of all your thoughts and feelings, both conscious and unconscious. True liberation is not the end of the journey, but the beginning. When you free yourself from limiting beliefs, unconscious fears, and destructive patterns, you become free to create a new reality, one that is an authentic expression of your soul. Your life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a work of art. You become a master of consciousness, and every brushstroke is a conscious thought. Every color is a deliberate emotion, and the final painting is your masterpiece, your life. The life you were always meant to live. There are no limits to what you can create, except for the limits you impose on your own mind. The journey of consciousness is the hero's journey. As described by Jung, it is the descent into the underworld of your own psyche to retrieve your soul. It is the battle against the dragons of fear, doubt, guilt, and shame. It is the confrontation with your shadow, and the reward is redemption, wholeness, and integrity. Most people live in fear of themselves, afraid of what they will find if they look within. They prefer to live on the surface, in distraction, in the illusion of the external world, because the inner journey demands courage. It demands vulnerability. It demands brutal honesty. But the promise is freedom, and freedom is the most precious thing there is. Decrypted. You are already whole. You are already abundant. You are already love. The universe owes you nothing. It has already given you everything. Your only task is to free yourself from the illusions, the fears, and the limiting beliefs that you built yourself. It is an intimate, quiet, and sometimes lonely work. But the reward is liberation, the freedom to be who you truly are. Always remember this. The greatest miracle you can ever witness is not out there. It is within you. It is waiting for you to find it. The journey back home is not just about what you leave behind, but about what you discover was always there. Your true self is not something to be built, but something to be revealed. It is like a statue already complete within a block of marble, waiting for the sculptor to remove the excess. Every act of silence, every moment of acceptance, and every affirmation of I am are hammer blows and chisel strokes that clear away the dust of beliefs and the layers of fear. Your task is not to create yourself, but to liberate yourself. Your essence, your soul, has a blueprint, a unique melody that you came here to play. What you are discovering as you look within is the score of your own symphony. And every step on this journey of self-knowledge is a rehearsal, a tuning so that your life can begin to vibrate in perfect harmony with the song of your soul. And what happens when you are in harmony? Life ceases to be a struggle. Your intuition becomes your GPS. The universe begins to respond not with challenges, but with signs. Synchronicities become your everyday language. The right people, the right resources, and the right opportunities seem to fall into your lap not by luck, but by alignment. You are no longer pushing against life. You are flowing with it. Prosperity is not something you chase, but a natural consequence of your vibration of abundance. Healthy relationships are not something you search for, but a reflection of the peace you have found within yourself. And your health, not a battle, but a return to a state of original vitality. The path is the paradox. You free yourself from the need to control everything so that the universe, which is your own expanded mind, can orchestrate everything for your highest good. The real magic is not about controlling the world, but about surrendering to its flow. It is about remembering who you are. Your soul is calling you to freedom. It is calling you to your divinity. It is calling you to your essence. Remember, the greatest miracle you can ever witness is not out there. It is within you, and your life is the living proof, the testimony, the revelation of that miracle. The world is your mirror, and what you see is what you are. Change what you are, and the whole world will change with you.